Hello and welcome to the Quebber channel. I'm Jason, your host. It's 4:33 a.m. I've just had a shower. I've been wandering around doing bits and pieces, or sorting out computer parts, and generally I woke up at like 1 a.m. and I've been just wandering the rooms and trying to get everything sorted. It's like whee, and I've come to the conclusion that there's 2 more consoles that I want to own, which I'm going to save up for. Thankfully, they're going to be really cheap. The first is a Sega Genesis or a Sega Mega Drive. This was an iconic console of my youth. It was the first. My favourite games on there were Phantasy Star and Sword of Vermilion, and I loved them. I actually was going to set up a business. I was going to set up a Sega Mega Drive business. I had made all the contacts. The idea was for my town and where I lived at the time. I was going to basically rent out cartridges to the local people. I had lots of people interested in it. I had sources where I could order the contracts, the cartridges from Japan, and it would have worked really well. But I even got a small fund from the Prince's Trust to actually research it and that. But it came to a head when I realised I will have to talk with other people. I will have to have communication with them. I will have to meet customers. And even back then, my brain was like, no, can't do this. So I couldn't do that. But I loved the Mega Drive. The good thing is you can get them not too cheap, especially if you want one that's refurbished and recapped, but not really expensive. And the other one is an Xbox 360. Why would I want an Xbox 360? Because the Xbox was an iconic thing for me. I've got my original Xbox, which was the first Xbox me and Paola had, and I remember taking the original Xbox up to a small business that would chip them, that would that would jailbreak them basically and chip them so that we could mod them and use them for different things. And so we could use a media player and everything. That was one of our very first media players with an XMB media center that you could run on the original Xbox and so on. But the Xbox 360 was also special. Just like the PS2 is special. It was a time when me and Paola, and I still remember exactly. I remember of sitting next to Paola on the sofa at our old house, and we were playing through Mass Effect, because the 360 was the first one it came out on. And so we'd be sitting there, we'd be playing it together. We played the playthrough together. Paola would be knitting something next to me, or she would be crafting something next to me, or painting something next to me. And we'd be playing through it, and she'd take over for a while, and I'd take over for a while. We decided who to have in a party. We went out and did the 100% playthrough of that game. Every single planet was visited and thingy. And that was my first experience of Mass Effect, which is one of my favourite games. And so it was another iconic good time in my life to do with consoles, to do with computers, to do with things. It was a time where, and the controller for the 360 is still one of my favourite controllers. So getting one of them and a refurbished one of those. Probably the slimline version, because that was much better working condition. And so I think I can probably get both of those together for £100, and probably have enough money to spare to buy a CD version of Mass Effect. Well, a DVD version of Mass Effect, right? So I can just plug into the big TV over there again. And yeah, those two things. A Mega Drive and I think you will. Because I don't see the point. The Amiga's going to, my Amiga 500 is going to be a long-term project. I'm going to put it away, but it's going to be a long-term project for me to try to sort out the keys on it and make. I want to sort out that, but it's a project. I don't need to play it because I've got the Amiga 1200 behind me, and that one's freaking amazing. So yeah. I'm very happy with the way things are working out in here. My room, it'll never be complete. It'll never be complete. It'll never be complete. On my to-do list is those two consoles, and then those two consoles cover iconic times in my life. And I would like to get I would like to get one handheld I'd like to get, and that is Astro Wars. Not really a handheld, but I'd love to have Astro Wars. Was something I was never able to have as a child. Once again, the good versions, you're going up £300, £400, but you can get one that's a bit messy, that needs a bit of restoration, for about £50, £60. So over the next few months, I will be saving up for those items, and they will go on my retro system over there. It's also that I've got, because I've got to always be very careful about my brain. Everything I do has to be a coping strategy. Everything has to be worked towards keeping my brain stable. It's not an easy job. I need layers and layers of coping strategy. For some people, the medication doesn't work, and the medication gave very bad side effects to me in 2019. The normal therapy for my issues never really worked. The go out to meet people, get together with people, all that never worked. The only thing we ever found that worked for me was computers. And we are just getting to on par with the amount of stuff I had in the other house. We are just now getting on par to the amount of stuff I had in the other house. And now I feel safer in this house. I mean, the issues with the harassers and that, I've put a little bump in that, but when I first moved in here, it was so different. I don't think anybody knew how bad it was really at the time, because I was in shock. I was suffering resurface. If you've suffered from PTSD for one thing, then you're vulnerable to having other events affect you the same way. And Trevor's death and the damage done to this house and everything actually really put me on a spiral. I mean, my original Steam Deck was a lifesaver. I would sit in a corner and just hold this and play something on it, and it helped me get through so much. It did. It's taken so long to rebuild everything in this house, to turn it into a safe place. But now I'm in a better position than I ever was in the other house. Even though I miss the other house, I miss next door, because next door was put together by my mum and by Paola. Paola didn't have a hand in putting together this house, but nearly everything in that house had Paola written all over it, and by my mum written all over it. The entire kitchen was built up by my mum and put together. And it's sad the amount that was lost in the move over. It's sad the amount that had to be sold, and it's sad the amount of situation I was in. I always worry about myself in these ways, because I know how close I came to losing it completely when I lost the house next door. After all, as far as I was concerned, and I spoke about it many, many times on my channel, as far as I knew, Trevor had told his children about me, that when my mum did pass away, that we were just going to swap deeds, and I'd stay in that house where I had all the memories of Paola and me and my mum, and he'd stay in this house where he had all the memories of my mum with him. And that's still a loss. That's still a safe space, a safe room for someone who's dealing with the kind of things I am. It's your armour. It's the place you don't have to mask. It's the place you don't have to be the productive member of society that the world wants you to be. Oh, God. Yeah. It's amusing to me and to others. It's like, I can't say it. I can't say anymore that I'm autistic because I'm waiting for the final review report. I'm waiting for the final interview with them. And my brain is like, you can't say that now. Before I was going for the assessment and that for years and years, we always assumed I was. And my doctor believes I'm autistic. My mental health professionals believe I'm autistic. My counsellors, all the way from back 2015, had noted on my chart autistic, but put it down, and only found out that when they actually did my my interview, my assessment interview, when they said, yeah, we've looked at your even back to 2015, they were saying that. But for me now, I refuse to say that I'm autistic until I've got the thingy, because there's so much that can actually, well, it's just, I don't know. I know 99% I am. And the validation is going to be wonderful. I am so amazed by how well I am doing. And I do really well, seeing as that I'm on my own and I don't have any... I mean, yes, I have people online, I have people on Discord, I have people around that, but the fact that I can function at all alone is amazing. I'm rambling, but it's a good ramble. AI is an amazing thing. All of these things that I bring together to try and keep me going, all of them, that allow me to function, are amazing. This is why you don't get rid of technology. I'm looking through my camera at the Pi Storm over there, the Amiga 1200, and I am so happy that I didn't get rid of that 32-inch Toshiba TV that in fact, a friend helped me buy it. I couldn't afford to buy it last year. You see, before I was able to replace all this stuff, I was on the raggedy edge. I had sold so much stuff. I had got rid of so much stuff since moving into here, trying to keep this house going. And it was crazy. But putting stuff up in the attic is a good thing. And I don't know what I'm talking about now. I'm just having a little ramble. But yeah, this is why I have many drawers full of cables and bits and pieces. Getting the retro computers is also a good thing, because we always had this idea, and my mum was part of it, that when she passed away, I would have enough money to refurbish my entire house with technology. That's not going to happen now. There's going to be enough money to look after the dogs when they pass away, as the final thing, and my mum's funeral. That is it. And so everything I do from this point on is just going to be me keeping all the stuff going that I've got. See, the good thing is, when you've got, let me pause this, when you've got something like this tough book from 2013 or so, I think it's from 2013, I'm not sure, let's check the date on you. And it doesn't say anywhere except Let's have a look. I have no idea of the date on this one. This is the more modern one. Oh wow, for Israel. I'd say for Israel, model such and such. Wow. Complies with IMDA. Okay, so yeah. For garage use, utilization, ungarage. Okay, getting distracted now, but the idea is a computer part like this, a computer like the Toughbook, which isn't starting up. It's discharged and the battery's discharged. I'm going to have to plug it in and charge it. Give me a sec. Yes, I'm. Why isn't it starting up? Come on, kick in. The battery in here should hold charge for better than this. Give me a sec. I know I'm rambling now. There. It's now working. It just had discharged over the last month when I hadn't turned it on. That reminds me I will have to keep it charged now and then when I know if I want to use it. Checking media presence. But the thing is, as I was saying, these old laptops, they've lasted for 20 years, 10 years. They're going to outlive me. And I can always use something like this. Even if my main PC ever dies. Even if I can't afford to buy a new part. Even if I'm ever in that situation. I've always got this kind of backup. This is one of my PyStorm setups. With the well-known workbench screen. With all the games and everything that I could want, and the Amiga setup. So yeah. Anyway, I am really distracted and rambling at the moment, aren't I? We've had a long ramble here, so I will stop this and I will upload it. I'm going to play with my Amiga for a little bit, and I probably will go bed. Should I go bed? It's 5 AM, or should I wait? I mean, it's 5 AM already. So, this is Jason for the Queber channel, who is rambling way too much. Bye bye for now.